I'm the Director of Orthotics and Prosthetics at Walter Reed. I'm the leader of a really interesting group of medical practitioners who, for those of you who are old enough to know who MacGyver was, they're kind of a collection of master's degree holding MacGyvers who are able to unburden themselves by understanding what a patient tells them they want to do or need to do, and figuring out how to make it work for a prosthetic device. So technology throughout the conflict has really, there's been a very rapid advancement with some componentry. In addition, there's now some rapid manufacturing possibilities that weren't, they were under construction, so to speak. But you know, at Walter Reed, we're fortunate enough to have a lab here that does 3D rapid prototyping. So we've made a lot of use for kind of terminal devices that aren't available on the market, and we just make them here now. So it's kind of like a, I don't know, a little process where you would say you're the patient. The patient would say, hey, you know, I'm having trouble with my arm. When I go fishing, you know, the fishing pole holder currently fits directly into the socket. Well, if you've ever fished, if you have to bait a hook or something, you have to be able to hold the hook with one hand and the bait with the other. Well, if your prosthetic hand is actually the fishing rod, that makes it very difficult to do that. So a patient told one of the practitioners who worked for me, one of my staff, and he decided that he would design a, I don't know, like an outrigger that would fit to the socket, which is the piece, the interface that goes with the, onto his body, with a quick disconnect on top of it all, which is really pretty cool, so that he could put the fishing rod in and still have his hook or his hand, you know, so that he could actually fish like you or I would be able to fish. And we've done it with a lot of different things. We've done it with little parts and pieces that enabled people to hold a hockey stick better. We eliminated the boot on a skate so that we could actually just attach the prosthetic leg directly to the top of the toque, or the top that holds the skate. But in order to do that, we had to 3D model the skate piece so that we made it out of titanium so it would hold up to all that stress, since there's no boot to take particularly the transverse plane motion. Here at Walter Reed, we have, like, the mission statement really gets a little complicated, but our goal individually here is to make people who've lost a limb normal. And by normal, what I mean is that if they're 30 years old, they should have the same problems that a 30-year-old has. Not arthritic. You know, when they're 40, they should be 40 years old, and, you know, anatomically, physiologically. And we've had really good outcomes here throughout the conflict. However, we aren't a normal yet. That might be utopia. But that's what we're striving towards. We're not really happy that we're not able to give people normal yet. You know, the beauty of it is that you have the patient who knows what he wants to do, and he has his own ideas about what would work. So again, part of what our staff is very good at, and what we encourage them to do, is to really seek input from the patient. And you know, the patients come up with a lot of good ideas. Unfortunately, there are occasionally ideas that they come up with that are impossible to, you know, that we can't actually accommodate. But yeah, it's you know, the greatest privilege for me is that where I work and in the position that I hold. It's a privilege to hold a position. So yeah, always well aware of it. Yeah.